Over a year ago, I did a video on how to make a no-weld charcoal basket for the Oklahoma Joe's Highland smoker or any other sort of smoker where you need a charcoal basket. I've been using that charcoal basket now for over a year, and I think it's time to take a look at it and see how it's holding up. So this is the charcoal basket that I built for the video. So it was the second one I'd built. The first one, which has been in use for over a year, I guess you would consider the prototype. This one just sits under my smoker holding pieces of wood, things like that. But let's go pull out the charcoal basket that's basically been through the fires of hell for over a year and see how it's doing. There it is, the little workhorse. Let's get it out of there and have a close look. So here they are next to each other. You can see they're the same size. I built them virtually identical, cut out of the same type of metal, wrapped with rebar ties at the corners. And it's funny, the one that just has been sitting outside looks a little worse for wear just because of the moisture, the rust that it's got developed on the surface. But I'd have no problem throwing that in the firebox and using it right now. It's holding up well. But now let's take a close look at the one that's been used. So this has been through dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of fire. I mean, I don't know exactly how hot the temperature gets inside that firebox, but it gets hot. I mean, you're burning hardwoods, hickories, mesquites. It's having to stand up to quite a bit. First thing I want to take a look at more closely is the corners and the rebar ties that I use to secure them. So here are those rebar ties at every corner. One of the reasons I did the basket this way is because I said in the video title it was a no-weld basket. I don't know how to weld. I don't have any welding skills, so I wanted something that would just secure those edges easily. I had rebar ties, and they seem to be holding up well. Nothing seems to have broken or burned through. I'm looking at all four corners here. Let's turn it. There's that next corner. That's holding. This corner, that's holding. And the fourth corner seems to be holding really well. So the next thing I want to look sort of closely at is just the actual metal, the structure here, and see how it's holding up. So I'm going to flip it over and look at the bottom, which is obviously having most of the direct contact with the briquettes that are in there when it's lighting and the burning wood. So here is the metal, and I'm pushing on this and there's nothing, even flexing or giving. It seems to be very solid still. I mean, I don't need to hit it with a hammer. I just need to know that it's still holding together. Sort of the same thing with the sides here. Just feeling that, it feels solid. There's no flex or give. It's not like this has been weakened appreciably by all the fire, the coals and the heat, even any moisture that's been in there. You can see some little bits of rust up here on this, but I'm not concerned about rust on this. Check the other side. This side is just as strong. I don't expect there to be any difference, but I'm going to check anyway. Strong. Strong. I would say that after a year, and like I said, 50, 60, I don't know how, 70 uses, this is just rocking on. This thing's really performing. I mean, I can't even remember what I paid for the materials. It was like, I don't know, $25, something like that total, maybe even less. Actually, I think the expanded metal that this is made from, I got it for under $20. It's been a year, so I'm not sure, but it was relatively inexpensive. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, other than just doing a follow-up video, was to see, do I need to retire this? Does the other one I made for the video need to kind of go in, take its place, and carry on the tradition? I'd say no. This one's rock solid, so I'm gonna put it back where it belongs. So I'd have to consider that a success after a year. It's still going strong, and I would bet that it's gonna have years to go. There's no signs of any appreciable wear on it. It's just got a lot of charring, which I'd expect. Now, one of the reasons I built that charcoal basket was because I didn't really want to spend like $70 or $80 on what I'd seen them cost online. I figured, hey, I can get some expanded metal for about 20 bucks, cut it, tie it together, make that. I didn't know if it would work, but it has worked. And I'll link the original video of how I built it in the description, and I'll put a little link up here too, so you can check out that video if you want to. You might find it helpful if you decide you want to build something like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel and consider subscribing. And if you do, click that bell for notifications. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you again soon.